Hi everybody and welcome back to Open Source Tonight. Today I want to show you all some software that I found on the internet, or as you like to call it, every single video anymore it seems like. This is an open source operating system called Casa OS, something like that. So let's go take a look. Alright, so you can see this is here the website for the operating system. It's open source, of course. And we're going to actually install it here. Now, installing a script like this, it's not necessarily the best way to do it. The best way to do it is generally to download it and then run it into Bash from a security standpoint. But this is a virtual machine and I don't really care, so, But anyway, just so you know, in case something malicious happened on their servers, you would be able to inspect the script if you download it and then looked at it, and then you could run it under Bash, but this will just run it immediately as soon as it downloads. I'm okay with that. But, it definitely is a bit of a security concern. And by the way, when I said this is a full OS, what I really should clarify, they say it's an OS too. It's basically a really nice, from what I understand, UI on top of it. So like if you have like a NAS from like a company like Synology or something like that, think of it almost like that. Like here you can see if we full screen this video, you can see they've got like an app store here. And all this is, from what I understand, is just what's in the Docker store. So anything the Docker store, in the Docker containers available. So as long as it's in a Docker container, you should be able to actually install it on here. And that's an awful lot of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm going to hit enter. And here it goes. It's doing some stuff. There we go. We'll full screen that terminal here. Make it a little easier for everybody to see. Hopefully y'all can see that. The font kind of looks, or the colors look a little off to me. I wonder if I can tweak them here. Let's see, colors. Can we make the text green or something? Well, okay. Yeah, it's something they've done, I think, in the script. There's probably nothing I can do about it. Anyway, if I open a new terminal, yeah, it's not doing it. All right, anyway, that's fine. We'll just live with it. So it's installing a bunch of things here. And once this is done, we will go ahead and continue. Got a lot of Python stuff in here. I'm guessing that this is also running a system update in addition to installing some of these dependencies. Because I know that like on a lot of Linux distros, there's certain Python things already pre-installed. All right, here we go. It's installing some dependencies. It's installing Docker. The process definitely is very automated. They're not kidding. If you look at the website here, and we go back up to the top, hold on, all the way up here, you just have to copy this. It's not a big deal. So it is available on GitHub, so we can look at like the GitHub page here. So like I said, it is open source. And you can see this is the repo for it. And so that is something that, you can do. I don't know if I necessarily would run this as my preferred way of doing this stuff. I'm just testing it. I've actually never even used it before today, but it is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and we can take a look at the website a little more. Let's see here. So easy app installation. Here's the flexible dashboard. So you got like performance here and stuff. That's cool. So it definitely looks pretty nice. Let's look at the install. So it looks like it's still installing some different dependencies. I believe these dependencies are being used for like the built-in services that the system provides, and you can see it's setting up some systemd services here, if you notice here, if you know how systemd works. And I'm just running this on Linux Mint Debian Edition 6, by the way, as you can see. And now it says that it's done. So I wonder, can I just click on it, or do I need to? There we go. So it looks like we are on the welcome screen. Let me make this a little bigger for those of you that, might like such things. So we can create a username. So this is simple enough. We'll just use my name, and we'll just use a really insecure password because I don't care. Hit create. Do not save the password. We're good to go, it says. Great. Let's see here. We'll get the latest news feed via the internet. Yeah, sure, whatever. We'll look at the news. All right, so you can see we've got the system stats up here. We got the time. I like it so far. We can look at the settings. Let's see here. Do we have a dark theme? or a light theme option to go back and forth. We have a search engine option here. It looks like it's on DuckDuckGo. So there's different things we have here. We can set the wallpaper. That's pretty cool. And then let's see here. We've got that. Terminal and logs. All right. It looks like it's going to ask me to log in here. So it's got a sync thing here, so we can sync between multiple of these, for example. So let's go ahead and let's install something here. We can just look around and just see here what we want to play with. We got Home Assistant. We could try that. We've got a bunch of different options here. Let's see here. What should we install? That is the Nobel Prize winning question. Could install a speed test server here. That could be interesting. We can do something like Plex. Can do a Unify controller. So as you can see, we got a bunch of different options, and this is the stuff they put actually in the thing you can get to directly, but you can, it looks like, do custom install up here. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. What should we do? We could do Nextcloud. It's been a while since I've played with it. So let's hit install, and let's see how quick this works. I got a decently fast internet connection. So let's see how long it takes to do the install. We could continue in the background there. I like that. So, that way we could have this working in the background. Maybe we're setting up a new install of this, for example, and we want to, configure a bunch of things. We can just, I guess, put them in a queue of things to do. That's always nice. And we're almost done here. We're at 87%. So that's pretty quick. But it makes sense it'd be pretty quick because it's, from what I understand, just installing a Docker image. And I can do decent-sized Docker images over my internet connection in just a minute or two. So it makes sense that it would be pretty quick. And installation completed. So we'll hit the X, I guess, and get out of that. Didn't mean to go into... I guess that probably just popped on its own. So we can go to Nextcloud and hit open. And there it is, preparing for launch. App may not be available. There it is. Okay, so now it's up. So let's just see here. How easy is it to just go through all of this? Let's say we set up a login here. Set up a password here and hit install. Do not want to save the password again. And hold on. Any minute now. All right, looks like that's done loading up. We can look at the recommended apps. And we'll just do all that later. This is just a test. Got a little intro screen here. And it is a video, okay. Set up the location for different things like weather and stuff, customize. I think it looks like we're good to go. I haven't used it in a while, so. Okay, yeah. So it's up. Okay, so I guess these are stock photos I got in there. It's a pretty bird right there. Anyhow, so it definitely does work, and you can see just how quick that response was. So if we went to set up something else, never played with Home Assistant, we could install it. Let's just try that real quick. So now Home Assistant is installing, and woo, look at that. Very quick. Does not take long at all. Oh, interesting. If we do continue in the background, it actually just pops up here in the dashboard. Cool. And it looks like we can actually, add an external link. Okay. We can drag the icons to sort. We got the network status here, talking about that. If we go under system status, I can switch to go and look at RAM usage. That's cool. I like that. Shows me CPU under there, and then this shows me everything. Home Assistant's installed. Let's open it up. Preparing for launch. Okay. So it may not be... There we go. Just took it a second to get started. Let's create an account. Okay. 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 Currency, US dollar. Well. Oh. Well, oh. That's not what I meant to do. Oh. Oh, okay, I guess it saved. Hold on. Invalid login. So I think we broke the thing here. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll have to reinstall that. Let's see how easy it is to reinstall. Uninstall. Okay, let's see. So we got different things here. What about the settings? Could I just change the password or something? Let's see here. It doesn't look like I have an option to do that. Okay. So no big deal. We will simply reinstall it. So I'm going to right click here, hit uninstall. We're going to delete the config folder because we do want to start over. But you can see how this could be pretty user intuitive, right? I mean, we're literally just walking through here and this doesn't feel that technical and we're able to get some real work done. So I think this could be useful. So we're going to just reinstall here, and I'm guessing, or it went so fast, it probably didn't re-download it. It probably just cached the Docker image and the container, I should say, the Docker container, the default state or something, and now it's just going to reinstate that or something. I'll close out of this here. Okay, so just wait for that. Okay, we'll just wait for that to finish here real quick. All right, we're almost done installing. All right, we're almost done installing here, so that's good. Here we go. All right, great. So it looks like that it's done. And now if I click on it, let's see here. Let me try not to accidentally hit a wrong key this time, because that was my mistake last time, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was a bug in the app. I think it was me trying to save something and... All right, so let's hit next. All right, well, that all looks good to me. Next. Okay. Let's see here, devices represented in Home Assistant integrations. Interesting, so I can integrate this with my Roku box in the living room. That's cool. The Roku box in the living room. So anyway, so it did see that. Now we're all set up. We can do energy grid consumption and all kinds of stuff. So like I said, I've never really played with this much. If I was actually using this, it's at the actual location. But I wouldn't do that on camera, of course. Text to speech, apparently. We can do that. And why don't we listen to that real quick?
Hello, Vincent Maggard. You can play any text on any supported media player.
Okay. I gotta tell you, I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, so we've got the ability to do text-to-speech here. I guess that could be used for like some kind of automation and such. So again, I don't necessarily claim to be an expert at this because I'm just now looking at it. But anyway, my point of the matter is that we could use this to install this. Let me know if you want me to do a video on Home Assistant. I've been thinking about it anyway. But we can do that. We can look at our files here. Again, I won't bore you for hours, but basically the gist is you will install this on your system. And then once you do that, you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go once you do that. It's like it formatted my external drive or something. But anyway. Anyway, folks, the gist of it is that you can install everything here and do that. We could drag it around. So maybe we want those swapped. You just click and drag. We can look at different network interfaces. I mean, it's self-explanatory. I wonder, I guess this search is like the DuckDuckGo. So if we search, it's preventing it from doing a pop-up. I don't care. I guess it just opens it in a new window or something anyway. But yeah, so you could like search for me or search for whatever. We can look at the logs. That's pretty cool. And I'm guessing this is the login, not for the UI here, but the actual SSH because it's port 22. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe I typed the password wrong or something, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Let's look at sync thing real quick, and then I guess we can hop out of here. Oh, interesting. Look at that. A lot of different stuff. Network. Let's see here. So you got Pi-hole if you want to do network-wide ad filtering. You can have a Unify controller here. As you can see, we have a lot of different options on different things we can install. So like we could look at this and, you know, that's something we could do. Not really ever heard of that before, but it is there. Had a music collection thing come by a second ago under featured apps. Where'd it go? Right here. We have organizing your photo collection. So, you know, there's different options, right? You know, we could do that. Like, let's look under media here. We can see, for example, what they have. And as you can see, they have a decent number of different media utilities on the system. They have a bunch of different ones, actually. So, oh, interesting. You can have Handbrake. I wonder how... you know what? Why don't we just try installing Handbrake? I'm curious. I guess I would just use it through the web UI. I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but I want to find out. After that, I think I'll wrap up the video. I don't want to keep you all too long, but I thought it would be fun to do a little video about this. And it's me we're talking about, so you know I'm going to be a little bit long-winded. All right. There it is. Click on it, and it looks like, yeah, it is a web interface. Okay. So let's see. So it's like it renders it. I'm not really sure how this works. It's cool, though. So it looks like I can just set everything up. If I open source, how does that work? Okay. Interesting. So anyway, as you can see, it does work, you know. So I guess you could, if you wanted to, use this. It's an interesting idea. Anyway, we'll close that off. Anyway, everybody, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. I'm definitely curious to see what you think. You know, oh, there's the auto mount USB drive thing. That's cool. Okay. Anyway, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts about this software. I think it's interesting. I don't know if I would use it on a daily basis, but, you know, it's definitely something for me to investigate further and to tinker with, and, you know, we'll see what happens. I might end up using this one of these days myself. Anyway, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and see you again very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
And action.